Crater Lake is the deepest lake in the United States.
And as you can probably see, it's quite smoky.
A little too smoky.
Because of the smoke.
It is extremely smoky.
The smoke has gotten significantly worse than it is because of all the wildfire smoke. We're going to do our best to show you around one of the oldest national parks in America.
So come along as we explore Crater Lake National Park.
Welcome to 51 Parks with the Newstates. We're Howard and Katelyn, and we're on a mission to visit all the U.S. national parks in the lower 48 in our Winnebago RV. Each week we're sharing where to stay, what to do, and introducing you to the people doing incredible work across our national parks. Thankfully, the skies were clear when we first got to Crater Lake, so we were able to explore a bit before the smoke came in. This is the state of Oregon's only national park. It's located about 60 miles north of the California border, and of course, the bright blue lake is the centerpiece of it all. There is a beautiful wooded campground here in Mazama Village, which is about a 15 to 20 minute drive up to the rim of the lake. You do gain quite a bit of elevation between Mazama Village and Rim Village. At the top, you'll find a beautiful historic lodge with a restaurant and a back deck where you can enjoy food or drinks overlooking the lake. We grabbed a delicious late lunch before heading out for some sightseeing and a stop at the visitor center, where we grabbed our sticker, magnet, and passport stamp. In front of the visitor center, there are steps that will take you down to an overlook, and you have to do it. You can come out and peer over, and you can really see how blue and clear the water is. It's breathtakingly beautiful, and it's so nice just to take it all in. You get great views of Wizard Island from here, and if you peek around the corner, you can even see the Phantom Ship. So how did Crater Lake form? Thousands of years ago, a series of eruptions caused Mount Mazama to collapse inward, forming a caldera. Rain and snow began to fill the cauldron-like bowl as a series of even more eruptions formed Wizard Island, one of only 2 landmasses visible from the lake's surface today. With a depth of 1,943 feet, it is the deepest lake in the United States and is fed entirely by precipitation. There are no inlets or outlets to the lake. And how about that incredible blue color? Thanks to the lake's depth and extreme clarity and how the sunlight interacts with the water, we get the vibrant blues. I could try to explain it to you, but this ranger does a way better and more entertaining job.
Reds, oranges, and yellows are the longest wavelengths, while greens, blues, and purples have the shortest wavelength. Blast off! You're headed towards Earth and you're surrounded by all the other types of light on the 8-minute journey. You have Crater Lake in your sights as you zoom through space. It's easy to see because there's no clouds today and it looks like a blue sapphire placed high in green mountains. Slap! You hit the lake's surface with all your counterparts. Woohoo! You're almost there, but not all different types of light are cut out for the deep dive to the bottom. This journey is for blue light. So when all the colors hit the surface of Crater Lake, they spread out. The longer wavelengths like reds, oranges, and yellows can't pierce very far into the lake before they run into water molecules, slow down, and their energy turns into heat. This is why it's warm enough to swim in the top couple feet of Crater Lake during the summer. This leaves only greens, blues, indigos, and violets. The greens can make it down about another 30 feet into Crater Lake before they are absorbed as heat. But the blues, like you, happen to be just the right size wavelength to go in between water molecules and start to bounce around. Scientists call this select light scatter. Because the blue light isn't absorbed, it can scatter all over the lake, including making it all the way to the bottom, almost 2,000 feet deep.
So there you have it, and because of how clean and clear the water is, thanks to it being so isolated, the blue color is even more vibrant to the naked eye. Crater Lake National Park has a scenic rim drive that normally goes all the way around the lake. Right now there is major construction going on, so you can only drive out and back to a certain point on each side. We headed out to explore the East Rim Drive first.
We're about to start the Sun Notch Trail, which, as the name indicates, it goes to the Sun Notch Overlook. It's only about a mile round trip, and you can get some views of the ominous sounding Phantom Ship.
Alright, we made it to the top. It is a short but steep trail, so it will get your heart rate up a little bit. But then you get up here, and there's this overlook with perfect views of the Phantom Ship. It's really cool because it does kind of look like a ship. It's one of only 2 islands that are here in the lake. Everything else has been buried by the water, so it's really cool to come up here and see it. We came up counterclockwise, but if you come up clockwise, there are a bunch of overlooks, and so you can get different views out over the lake. It is a little bit hazy right now because there are lots of wildfires in the area. I think just in this area alone there are 3, and there are even more in Washington. While the trail isn't paved, it is wide and it is hard packed. Now it will take some effort to get up the hill because it is uphill both ways, but they also have these stone outcroppings, little alcoves that you can pull up in and get great views out into the lake. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. That is why there are all these warning signs about not getting too close to the edge. We were walking and I was like, what is that? It sounded like a mini landslide. That's what it was, I guess. That was wild. Look, you see all the dust?
Talk to me, what is it?
All right, so we are on the Pinnacles Trail. Did you know there are pinnacles here in Crater Lake? It's really neat how these are formed. So during the eruption of Mount Mazama, there were obviously all kinds of volcanic activities going on, right? And as we learned from Yellowstone and Lassen Volcanic, what fumaroles are, these are steam vents in the earth. Well, that is what these are. These are leftover fumaroles, where everything else, all the soft material around them, dissolved over time, and what's left is the core of that fumarole, and they're now pinnacles. Wow, you're in the park, I'm outside the park.
Wait, really?
Yeah, entering Crater Lake National Park.
Cool. I guess this is where the sign was hung when this was the east entrance of the park. So this entrance dates back to 1902 when the park was founded. Fun fact, this is the 5th oldest national park in the country. Did you know that?
Okay, we're heading up to Cloud Cap Overlook right now. This is the highest paved road in all of Oregon and the highest point you can drive your car here in the park.
A little too smoky, but it kind of looks like a pastel painting. So I'm gonna go with the artsy look. But yeah, maybe we'll try again on tomorrow.
There's a really cool phenomenon that happens up here. Because the winds predominantly blow from the west, all of the trees on this bank are called flag trees because they look like a flag. The branches and all the needles are only on one side of the tree. We continued driving as far as we could on East Rim Drive before we reached the closure. On our way back, we made a pit stop at a beautiful roadside waterfall called Vidae Falls, and then stopped at one more overlook for Phantom Ship. If you don't have time to see the Phantom Ship from the Sun Notch Trail, there is an overlook where you can just pull right up and get views of it. Because of the smoke right now, it is very ominous looking, but I feel like that kind of adds to the name, the Phantom Ship. It's like truly living up to that ghostly pirate ship formation. There's a sign here that shows just how much of the formation is visible above water compared to what's under the surface. Remember how clear it was when we hiked to see it from the Sun Notch Trail? Well, the time difference between these two videos was less than 2 hours. That's how quickly the visibility changed. Cue the sad music.
Sad, sad music. Folks, we had planned a 2-hour boat tour going around Crater Lake today. And unfortunately, due to this somewhat crudely drawn sign, they're canceled for today.
Well, it is very smoky.
It is extremely smoky. I will say this. If we had gone out, I think that we wouldn't have been happy about what we would have been able to see. So maybe this is actually for the best. So we're just going to figure out what we're going to show you now because this was our afternoon.
And honestly, the majority of this episode was supposed to be the boat tour.
Well, I mean, the name of the park is Crater Lake. Therefore, we wanted to take you on the lake.
Dun, dun. Okay, plan B. We're still gonna hike down Cleetwood Cove Trail. That is the way that you would normally get to the boat dock. You have to hike a mile down and then a mile back up. It's about a 700-foot elevation gain within that mile. So it's definitely gonna be a workout, but we're hoping that by getting down to the water, we can at least see a little bit, put our toes in the water, feel it, and take you along with us. All right, we're starting and it is 1:39. Let's go.
Wow.
What is it, Howard?
Well, I just realized how far down we're going. We're going down there. Look at that.
Zoom in here.
Yeah, zoom way in.
It's as far as I can zoom. We made it to the bottom. You can see the boats behind us that we were supposed to go out on. It took us about 20 minutes to get down here. We were hoofing it. It's a beautiful hike down. So if you do have a boat tour booked, just make sure you leave plenty of time to be able to get down to the bottom. And then we did conclude that it is because of all the wildfire smoke. So that's why they're canceled today, which we understand and we get. And the color of the water is so vibrant. There are bright blues and bright teals. It's so beautiful. All right, it is 2:32. We're gonna head back up. We watched some cliff jumpers, which was really fun. Saw some people swimming around. I opted not to stick my toes in just because getting down there is a little difficult and then I have to hike up with wet feet. But it was very beautiful to see. I'm glad we did get to come down. Let's see how long it takes us to get back up. High five.
What time is it?
3:12. It took us less than 40 minutes. That was hard. That was really hard. Stopped a lot. Okay, can't talk anymore. Well, little update. We decided to call an audible and head out of Crater Lake. At this point, we were still supposed to be on the boat tour. It is 4:30. We weren't supposed to be back to the dock until 5 p.m., but the smoke has gotten significantly worse. And we have to be in Mount Rainier tomorrow, which is a 400-mile drive. So we're like, let's just get a jump start on the drive this evening. We're gonna stop at a restaurant that was recommended by the audio guide that we had found. Howard's very excited. Apparently they have delicious pies. So closed up the RV, packed everything up, got the doggos all situated. We're gonna hit the road. But that's the great thing about RV life, is that we have our house with us and we can make these decisions if weather is not in our favor. So I'm looking forward to a great meal and then a good night's sleep before heading off to our next national park.
We just got to our stop for the night. Dogs have been fed, now we need to get fed. Pie.
Yeah, this is from the restaurant we just ate at, Becky.
Yep, this is Becky's famous. Now this one is it Super Berry?
Very berry.
Very berry. It's like 3 or 4 different types of berries, including strawberries, boysenberries, blueberries, blackberries.
Sounded like the Forrest Gump shrimp thing.
Shrimp soup, shrimp stew, shrimp salad.
We're tired. Good? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I got peach, which is also very nice. Then we're gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
On our next episode, it's off to Washington State, where we check off another bucket list park, Mount Rainier. We'll take you to the namesake mountain and beyond for waterfalls, wildlife, and a wonderful meal. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week.